Hey guys, I am Colleen and I'm a person. I like to read and I like to write, but I do whatever on this channel. And today I will be telling you about my most awaited books for 2024. I only picked out one per month, except for December because announcements aren't out yet. I did look up some of the authors that I really like, and a lot of them are releasing new books for 2024, and I'm definitely looking forward to all of that. So I will tell you about them. I have my notes again, so if I'm looking down at my notes. Okay, so the first one is the author of Duke, actually, which I rated 5 stars before. Jenny Holiday. She's coming out with a new book on the 30th of January. I'm filming this on the 29th. It's called Canadian Boyfriend. You know how a lot of kids used to tell people that they had a Canadian girlfriend or boyfriend? Usually it's not real. Basically like that. But the boyfriend that she pretended to have suddenly walks into her life and gets involved in her life. I just thought that was really interesting that she wrote about that. So the second book is coming out on the 13th of February, and it's by Tessa Bailey, who wrote It Happened One Summer, Hook, Line, and Sinker. She also wrote, and a lot of other popular books. And she's coming out with another book called Fangirl Down, and it's about a golfer who's sort of at a stopping point in his career and a super fan of this golfer, and their destinies are intertwined. I'm really excited to see what Tessa Bailey does with this because I think she has a really good writing style, but a lot of her recent works aren't that popular with a lot of people. So I'm excited to see how this one fares. The third book is coming out on the 12th of March, and it's by Lynn Painter. I have read one of her books, but I forgot the title. I will put it up if I find it. Her book is called Happily Never After, and it's about wedding objectors, two professional wedding objectors, as in they get hired to object to a wedding. They fall in love. I thought it was a really interesting concept to make it a profession. And yeah, I can't wait to find out what happens. My most awaited book for April is coming out on the 2nd of April, and it's by Sarah Adams, who also wrote The Cheat Sheet. It's called The Rule Book, and it's a second chance romance, I believe, between an NFL player and his sports agent. And since it's a second chance romance, I assume that they knew each other prior to being an NFL player and a sports agent. Maybe they're childhood friends, I don't know, but I love Sarah Adams. She writes really great closed-door romances, but I think she's beginning to move to slightly ajar romances. But yeah, I can't wait to see what she came up with for this story. Next book is coming out on the 21st of May, and it's by Tara Dewitt, who wrote Funny Feelings, about the comedians. And the book is called Savor It, and it's about a chef and a small town girl, and they team up to win a summer contest. I think it's perfect for May. I just like that kind of imagery for that season, spring, summer. I like reading spring, summer books and spring and summer, and yeah, I thought the timing was perfect. The next book is coming out on the 4th of June, and it's by Bryn Weaver, who wrote Butcher and Blackbird, which I loved. And it's actually the second in that series, and it's called Leather and Lark, and it's about I forgot his name, Rowan. It's about Rowan's brother, older brother, I believe, who is a hired killer. And what's her name? The female MC from Butcher and Blackbird. Her best friend is the female MC in this book, and she's an indie musician. If I'm going off of what I read in the first book, because they made appearances, I think she's a bit unstable also. and I'm expecting it because these are sort of dark romances. I can't wait to see. I want to read the whole series right now because I really like the first book. The Game Changer by Lana Ferguson is next, and it's coming out on the 9th of July. Lana Ferguson wrote The Fake Mate, which I read recently and I really enjoyed it. It's like an Omegaverse X Grey's Anatomy type thing, if you know what I mean. But yeah, they're wolves. And this book is about a baker and a hockey player, and they team up to help each other's reputation. I'm assuming it's a fake dating situation, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, can't wait to read. Okay, for August, it's coming out on the 27th of August, and it's called Given Our History by Kristen J. Miller. I've never read this author before, but I really like the blurb because it's a second chance romance between like former childhood friends and now they're college professors. That's the blurb. And it reminded me of this Christmas book that I read. I forgot the title. I keep forgetting these titles, even though I claim to really like these books. But I forgot. I think it was Faking Christmas. I think Cindy Steele. Faking Christmas. It reminded me of that. I mean, I hope it's a similar concept, but because I really like that other one. But yeah, I can't wait to find out what this author has come up with. Next book is My Vampire Plus One by Jenna Levine. It's coming out on the 26th of September. Jenna Levine also wrote My Roommate is a Vampire, which I liked. And this is about, if you've read that book, it's about Reginald, which is one of the supporting characters in that first book. Funnily enough, when I was reading My Roommate is a Vampire, I thought that Reginald was like an old man, like a wormtail sort of person. But yeah, since he's getting his own book, I'm assuming that he's actually not. My imagination was a little off there. But yeah, still, I'm excited to read it. I am aware that these more seasonal months, like from October to December, there's a new wave of releases around this time. But yeah, I still wrote down my most awaited for now, but I expect that I will have more on this list once that second wave of releases comes out. My most awaited for October is coming out on the 1st of October, and it's by an author that I've never read again. It's Nadia Elfasi, and it's called Best Hex Ever, and it's about a witch who is cursed to hurt whoever falls for her. That's the most concise of the blurb that I got, but yeah, the blurb seemed really interesting, and I'm excited. I'm always excited to discover new authors and all their talent and new stories, new worlds I really like, and yeah, I can't wait. For November, I wrote Synth and Sparrow, which is the third book by Brynn Weaver, third in the series of Witcher and Blackbird. And I just wrote that it's coming out on the 30th, or expected to come out on the 30th of November. For the second half of the year, I'm probably going to make another one of these videos just to tell you about my other TBRs. And for December, I really couldn't find anything. I assume it's because they're keeping those under wraps because they're holiday books mostly. And I think those get announced around October. The releases for December, I'm not sure. But I don't have anything for December yet. It's probably going to be like a separate whole other list because I like Christmas themed holiday romances. I forgot to say that I was also going to tell you about some reader resolutions that I have for this year. I know coming out with resolutions is a bit, since like after the pandemic, like no one wants to make promises they can't keep anymore. But yeah, these are some reader habits that I am looking to improve this year. Okay, so first is read at least 3 classics that people have always assumed that I just know, like The Odyssey. I've never actually read The Odyssey. I've read summaries. That's why when I talk to like friends and other people, they assume that I know about it or have read it, but I haven't actually. And Dracula. I have a copy, but I've never actually read Dracula. The second one is read other genres. I know that I always say that I like to read romance, and I read romance almost exclusively. At least that's the only genre that I've been reading mostly the past few years. I could get into some fantasy or adventure or like mysteries. I like a good like murder mystery. Maybe I'll read that. But yeah, I'm looking to read other genres as well as romance. I already mentioned this, but my reading goal this year is to read 100 books. I am not like super strict, like I have to read 100 books, but I am hoping to. The most that I've done is 98. I think I even recorded a video of me failing that challenge because I was aiming to read 100 books that year and I only got to 98, and I promised that I would get to 100 before the end of that year. I forgot what year, but I ended up getting swamped because of Christmas. Like, you know, it's always hectic around that time and I didn't have time to read. And so let's hope that this year I can follow through on those promises and
Stop being such a liar about my reading goals.
this next one I'm already getting a head start on, which is reading 10 authors that I've never read before. As you may have noticed, if you're judging by my 2024 TBR, I like to go back to authors that I really like, romance authors, and see what they're coming up with next. I tend to get stuck in that circle of my favorite authors. But yeah, I'm excited to find new favorite authors to join my regular favorite authors. My last one is something that I'm not confident that I'll be able to do, but I'm hoping that I can stop DNFing books before I get to 50%, like at least half. Sometimes I DNF books like before even 10% if it's not the vibe, if I find something icky with like the dialogue or the story or the writing style, I tend to DNF immediately. But I'm hoping to change that and give the books more of a fair shot.
Here's hoping.
That's my 2024 TBR and my 2024 reader resolutions. I hope this inspired you to read more books or check out any of these authors that I mentioned. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe if you want to, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!